Hey folks, welcome to Maverick Gun Works. Now we're going to be test firing this Chinese SKS. This is one of those guns that I say is favorable for a lot of folks. They've been around for a long time. They were created by the Soviets a long time ago. This is a Chinese version, and we already got it loaded up with a few rounds. I'm going to see if I can hit a piece of steel down range, and we'll go back to the shop a little while later and dig into it a little more. All right, here we go. Safety off. Uh-oh. Misfire. What happened? It did not ignite the cartridge. So we need to figure out, was that a gun malfunction or cartridge malfunction? Okay, we'll save that one for a little while later. Take a look at it again. Stays up on the last shot. Cool. Got a feeling we may have some bad ammo there, because it is, again, the ammo I'm using is some old military stuff. No doubt how old it is, or probably just an ammo issue. Anyway, I'll tell you what, I like this gun. It don't kick very much, but for having a steel butt plate, it's actually very controllable. It's kind of heavy for the cartridge it is, so it don't have a lot of recoil on it. I wondered, would the cameraman like to take a shot with this one? It's kind of fun to play with. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna reload a little bit and come back and let the cameraman shoot it. Okay.
Empty.
All right. What do you think about that?
Kind of like having sex with a virgin hooker. Disappointing. You want to get back on it?
No, I've had enough.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to finish up the range time. We'll take this back to the shop and let you go over it. Better.
All right.
All right.
Hey, welcome to Maverick Gun Works. This time I'm going to talk about something a little different than our typical hunting rifles. We have with us a Chinese version of the SKS. This was originally designed in Soviet Union in 1943. Alrighty, and here we have the example of that gun. Fires the 7.62 by 39 cartridge, and you can see we have our bolt open. There is an empty chamber here, and now you see on the under the bolt we have SKS 7.62 by 39 China. And I'm gonna whip it over to the other side, and our cameraman will focus on. Look at that, by golly, we got some Chinese writing on this thing. Anyway, it's probably not as nice as the Soviet version or some of the other countries that have made these guns, but it is functional. It does a good job for what it's designed for. I want to talk a little bit about exactly that, is what it's designed for, and what the limitations of it will be. You see we have an adjustable rear sight here, where you can push this elevator in, move it up, and your rear sight raises to be able to get you close to what you want to hit at a given range. And this raises up to what it looks like it's 10. I'm not sure what that means as far as distance wise, unless it's talking about 1,000 meters possibly. But I can tell you, I would definitely not try to shoot this gun at 1,000 meters. That would be a waste of your time. And honestly, in my opinion, probably anything more than 150 yards, you're wasting your time anyway with this gun. It's just never meant to be that accurate. It's meant to be a close-up within 100-yard range of accuracy, and even at most of them 4-inch or 5-inch group at 100 yards is about all you can get out of them. They're just not meant to be a precision bench type target rifle. They're meant to send a lot of rounds downrange in the military, designed for the enemy. So and it does a good job of that. I know they have a reputation for sometimes not functioning as good as they need to, and there are things you can do to them to help that situation. A lot of it, I know we can polish the chamber. There's a lot of things that will help. and to the fact that the gun uses the steel case mostly, the Russian ammo that is steel cases. So you have to have some tolerances here to allow for the differences in ammo. But it will pretty much go bang and send the send a bullet down range. We've got a couple things about this that I wanted to note here, because it is a military version, or military firearm to start with. We have some things it is designed for, such as the bayonet that's on here. All right, we see our bayonet. To move our bayonet forward, we have a little locking lug right here on the front of the barrel band. Pull this down, flip it up, and all you have to do is kind of slam it down, and it's locked in position now. You can see your locking ring locks around the barrel. And by golly, it's made to stick folks with now if you had to. Have close hand-to-hand combat. And keep in mind, Lord knows, I hope that we never get in a situation where this has to be the case, but that's what the gun was designed for. So I wanted to show that to you. And to bring your bayonet down, you pull forward on the locking ring here, pull it back, and then it will snap back into place. Just that easy. Also, because this gun is a military firearm, it carries with it everything you would need to do some cleaning in the field. Very easy to take apart if you needed to. We rotate this pin up, pull that pin out, and the top of the shroud comes off, the bolt comes off really easily. And once that's out, you can get your cleaning kit out. All right. And with this gun, we have built into the stock. See a little plug right there, a little circle. We're going to push our finger in here, and by golly, we get the guts pull out of it here. We've got a little cylinder. Isn't that cool? So what's in there? We have, for our enjoyment, utensils for cleaning the firearm. Okay? We have cleaning tools stored in the stock. So we're going to take this one. Looks like an extra firing pin, right? We can also use that to pull out our cleaning rod that is almost embedded into the stock here. Pull it up a little bit forward, and your cleaning rod comes out of the frame of the gun. This is stored inside the stock. And for your other attachments, made to screw onto your cleaning utensils. So you have your jag patch here, and a bristle brush for cleaning up the chamber, and running it right through the barrel. Pretty cool. So anyway, that kind of gives us an overview of the accessories and what the AK, or SKS rather, was designed for. One other thing I want to touch on, the fact that this has a design for a stripper clip. If you look at the top of the bolt here, we have, use our firing pin for a pointer. We have a slot here that's meant for a stripper clip to be a resting on, and where you push down 10 rounds into your magazine to load the gun. Okay. And then once it's loaded, okay, your rounds are stored in the magazine box down here. Now, with 10 round capacity. If you want to be able to carry more rounds than that, there are options on this gun. Okay, there are aftermarket magazines that will fit this gun with some modifications to the stock. And here we have one of those I want to show you. This is a Tapco plastic magazine that holds 20 rounds, and you can see it's much thicker than the bracket up here on your factory magazine. This can be made to fit in the SKS rifles. What would have to be done is to modify, once you remove your typical box magazine, remove all this from inside the gun, and take some material off of the stock itself. The wooden stock has to be cut out larger so that you can replace your magazine inside there. And the leg, I was going to say, that sticks out from this magazine, this ledge has to fit inside the pin that is on your frame of your gun inside here. So it would hook in this leg first, roll down backwards, and then latches the same latch you would have that's on it now would latch on this part of your magazine. These are available in 20, and this is a 20 round, and a 30 round is also available. I want to give you a touch on just something to compare that kind of to the AK-47 magazine. The The AK-47 shoots the same round as this gun, but it's a very different design internally, right? And with your AK-47, you have this type magazine, whereas just a straight type magazine that don't have the leg sticking out of it. And with the AK-47, you would lock in this little tab into your forward of your receiver and roll it backwards, and it latches in very similar to the way the SK does. All right. So anyway, that kind of gives us a comparison of some of the variations or differences, I guess, between the SKS and the AK-47, and what the SKS is designed for. Military use, not a long-range firearm. You know what we should do? Let's go do a trigger pull test. We've got the gun. Confirm that we do not have a round in it. All right. I'm gonna do a trigger pull test just to see, because it is a military version. We have the safety on right now. This is your safety device. We'll flip it down. And let's just, for the heck of it, do a trigger pull test, see what we get. So I've not played one of these much. I tell you what, that's a long pre-travel there. See how much movement it takes for the trigger to even start to be activated. Okay, and let's see what we get with our trigger pull gauge. That's about 4.5. All right, let's try that again, see what it looks like. Let's see how good it is. See if it's consistent here. All right, we'll go again. That's 4. And that was 5 1/4 almost. A little over 5 anyway. So we went from 4.5 to 5 1/4 just by operating it a couple of times. I'm gonna do it one more time just for the heck of it, because I don't see any consistency here. Okay, we'll pull them back to 4.5, 5, right at 5. Okay, so we pulled 3 different times. We've got 3 different readings. Well, there you go. That's the reason this is not a bench rifle that's designed to be accurate shooting a whole lot. We've got a very long trigger pull, a lot of pre-travel, but that's because it's designed to be a military weapon, and it does a good job at that. All right, hope that helps you understand a little bit about the SKS and some of the small variances between this and the AK-47. Dependable gun for the most part, but they can, like any other firearm, it's a mechanical device, and we can do some things to help them run better. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed that, and come check us out at Maverick Gun Works. Thanks for watching.